There are new sources saying that a ceasefire is imminent with Israel and Palestine, Hamas. Let's talk about it. So again, I want to reiterate the threat that Donald Trump said before he takes office. He said if he takes office and all the hostages in the Gaza Strip weren't returned to Israel, that all hell would break loose in the Middle East. Now, how much weight do I put behind that? How much effort and energy and soldiers would Donald Trump actually put into this conflict? I don't know, but no one else does either, which is why I think they are more serious about getting a ceasefire and these hostages back to Israel now than they have been at any other time in this war. Now, as for the source that said that they were on the brink of a ceasefire deal, they said specifically that Hamas and Israeli officials were conducting indirect talks in the same building on Monday. As for some of the details that have leaked from this, both sides agreed that Hamas would release 3 hostages on the first day of the agreement, after which Israel would begin withdrawing troops from the populated area. 7 days later, Hamas would release 4 additional hostages, and Israel would allow displaced people in the southern to return to the north part of Gaza, but only on foot via the coastal road. Now, as for cars, animal-drawn carts, trucks, all of that would be permitted to cross through a passage adjacent to Salah al-Din Road, and that would be monitored with an X-ray machine operated by Qatari and Egyptian technical security teams. Now, the other detail that came from this is the agreement includes provisions for Israeli forces to remain in the Philadelphia corridor and maintain an 800-meter buffer zone along the eastern and northern borders during the first phase, which will last 42 days. Israel also agreed to release 1,000 Palestinian prisoners, including 190 of which have served sentences of 15 years or more. And in exchange for those prisoners, Hamas would release another 34 of their hostages. Now, this is a multi-phase deal that they're talking about, and negotiations for the second and third phases of this agreement would not begin until the 16th day of the ceasefire, assuming to ensure that both sides are upholding their ends of the deal up until that point. But we'll see if this still happens, and if it doesn't happen before January 20th, we'll see if all hell truly does break loose in the Middle East.